Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be, whenever you might be watching this. Today we're going to make bread using this Honeyville Farms powdered butter. I'm going to use my basic bread recipe, and I am going to use my bread machine. I'm not able to knead dough as long as dough needs to be kneaded. Of course, I have my Kenwood Chef, but then my oven's broke, so I'm using my bread machine. Now, why am I using this to make my bread today? Well, many of you may have bought this for whatever reason you bought it, SHTF, or if you're like me, you live close to Tornado Alley, and you always have to be prepared for when you don't have electricity or you don't have other conveniences. Well, some of us just bought it for whatever reason. But anyway, with a lot of the bad weather we've been getting, some of you that had this may have opened it, and now you feel like you need to use it. Well, I'm showing you a way to use it here. Now, go to the website and read their exact ingredients, instructions. I'm leaving that all up to you, but I've had this can sealed for about 6 or 7 years. About 3 or 4 years ago I opened it. So in 3 or 4 years time I have used all but that much. And I mixed it today. I mixed it according to the directions here on the can. And I also, now I cheated a little bit. They show here using a whip. Well, I've made it before without using the whip because I only made a small amount. I made quite a large amount today. So I did use a whip. So I did kind of cheat there. But when I use it in the bread recipe, and there's my basic bread recipe I'm going to use, I'm not going to baby it. I'm not going to, if you were using this in a real SHTF situation, or you were using it in a real you don't have electricity situation, you might not have all of the ingredients that I normally use in my bread. And your bread may not be, for whatever reason, your ingredients may be different, and so forth. So I'm not going to baby this stuff in this recipe. I'm going to make a plain old loaf of wheat bread. Now I know my recipe there says light rye, but that just gives ingredients amounts. So just a second, we'll be back. Now, like I said, I've already got mine ready here. I already made it according to the can instructions. And just another shot, there's what it looks like. Like I said, I've had this can, I don't know, about 6 or 7 years. And I've had it open for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. But here we go. Okay, I've got all my ingredients here in the pan. Now, let me tell you what ingredients I have in the pan. I am making the 1.5 pound loaf. Now, remember, I'm only using my bread machine because I can't knead bread. So, you would be doing this, of course, in a bowl instead of your bread machine. I'm using 1 cup water, 1.5 teaspoons salt. I did use 2 tablespoons of sugar because many people have sugar stored. They probably don't have, no, they're less likely to have honey or molasses or something like that. So I went ahead and used sugar because sugar never expires. So a lot of people are going to have sugar on hand. I used 2 tablespoons. Oops, I was supposed to use 1. Oh my, and I used 2. Well, we'll see what happens. I use this that Honeyville butter, and darn it, I put 2 in there instead of 1, so that's my goof. I am adding caraway seeds. The reason I'm adding caraway seeds, y'all, is because I gotta eat this however it comes out, and I like caraway seeds. So okay, so in an SHTF or no electricity situation, you may not have caraway seeds. So sorry about that. Now, instead of 3 cups, well, it says 2 cups bread flour and 1 cup rye flour, which is 3 cups flour, I used 3 cups of plain wheat flour. I used my Hodgins Mill wheat flour because that's normally what I use. In an SHTF situation, you would probably use stone ground flour or something to that effect. Okay, and I used 1½ teaspoons bread machine yeast. Okay, now for those of you who usually watch my videos, you know that I always add Vidal wheat gluten to my bread that I make. Now, Vidal wheat gluten, again, I'm going to let you do your own research on that, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, does it work, does it not work. But I'm not putting it in this recipe because like I said, I cannot duplicate SHTF. I don't have a way. I'm sure there's other people out there who can. But this is to give you more of an idea of how to use up something you have. And I think that if you practice this when you have everything and you practice it then, when you don't have everything you need, you'll know kind of sort of better where you're coming from. So I did not use Vidal wheat gluten in this because, again, I want to mimic as much as I can a real life situation. So let me get that, put that back in the fridge. Okay, y'all, we're going to start my bread machine, but there's something else I need to bring up. Because, now, darn it, I was supposed to only use 1 tablespoon, and I used 2. But because I'm using all wheat flour, this may be a recipe I've made 100 times, but because I'm using only all wheat flour, I may have to add a little bit more water than this particular recipe calls for, because the wheat flour may absorb the liquid differently. But any of you out there who have made bread know that your bread, the volume of liquid that you add to your bread is always dependent on the weather. So I'm going to let this mix up and we're going to see where we're at. Okay, y'all, in my humble opinion, that is looking a little on the dry side. So I'm going to go get some water and add just about maybe 1/8 of a cup of water. So hold on. Okay, y'all, I've added a little bit of water there. I think that's going to be enough. But it's not really working around, is it? Let's see what we can do. Okay, there, y'all. I think that's much better. Now, remember, this is not going to be your Wonder Bread fluffy white stuff. This is all wheat flour, so this is going to be a denser loaf than normal anyway to start out with. But because I used this Honeyville butter, and gosh, I really, I've used it before. I don't ever remember using that much in a recipe, but hey, we'll both find out. So, we'll be back when this loaf is ready to come out, and that means, according to the thing there, 2 hours and 50 minutes. Okay, y'all, it's done. So let's take it out of the bread machine. Looks good. Smells great. Where's the handle there? Okay. So let me take it out of the pan and I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, the paddle. Can't do nothing about that paddle. There's the bread. It's got a nice looking crust there on the side. So far so good. Didn't stick in the pan or anything. Let me take that paddle out and just a second. Oh my, y'all, I was wrong. The paddle is not in there. Ooh, but there's a good piece of taste. The paddle stayed in the pan this time. Huh. So, we'll go ahead and let this cool off and we'll come back and do our taste test. But, looks good. So, let's let it cool off before we do anything here. Okay, y'all, the moment of truth. I'm going to cut into this loaf and we shall see. But there it is and it looks pretty good. So hold on, let me get cutting. Okay, we're both going to see for the first time here. Oh my. Look at that. That sure does look good. Oh yeah. I can handle that. Now, I wish now I had brushed the top with some of that butter there. But me and Ernie are going to do a taste test. And we are going to taste it with absolutely nothing on it. So that we can't be... our taste buds can't be tainted. So, here, just a second. Ernie, break that in half and give me half. So, oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at there. I think that's good. What do you think, Ernie?
Good.
I tell you what, y'all. I can't tell that much difference between this and my other bread. Now, remember, this was all wheat. I didn't use any white flour or rye flour or anything like that. This is good. Now, I'm a little disappointed in the crust there. I don't know if y'all can see that, but the bread itself, oh yeah, that's good. I'm going to have to get this piece right here and put some real butter on it. And y'all, now you might be wondering, why did I make, let me get this all nice here. Why did I make this much? Well, now you watch. Following me putting up this video, I'm going to put up this video on this powdered butter. And then, with this butter right here, I'm going to make a sweet butter. And I'm going to make a herb butter. And then we're going to eat it on this bread. So, I'm impressed. Now, let me tell you a couple things about this Honeywell. Like I said, I've had this, I really don't remember when I bought it. I bought it about 6 or 7 years ago. Ernie, do you remember we bought it? Yeah, we bought it, and I really don't remember when. And we've had it open for, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years. I don't know. And then, of course, y'all saw how much of it I've used. Let me get that lid off again. And like I said, I've used it before. There's another good picture of it. And when I made it by the there's instructions here on the can on how to make it. I made small amounts. And now, if y'all are thinking this is going to taste like sweet cream butter, you're absolutely wrong. It does not. but I cannot taste it as far as the flavor that I get eating it like this. I do not taste that in the bread. And the only thing I'm a little disappointed on is maybe I should have squirted that with some water or something. I don't care for that top crust. That looks a little crumbly. But there you go, y'all. Real good. I'm satisfied. I tell you what, I might go ahead and just use this just to use it up. Make me some more bread. So thanks for watching.